8 o'clock a.m., Bronxville, New York. 3 o'clock p.m., Zanzibar, Tanzania. The sun is high, the tide is low, and as I get out of bed, the Ocala sisters stand knee-deep in salt water, harvesting seaweed. Wooden posts connected by a few feet of string are rooted in the sand and set apart in rows of 10 or so. Harvesting seaweed is a pretty straightforward process. Just find a piece of seaweed, tie it to the string between your posts, leave it there for a few weeks, come back, and voila, you've got a nice juicy chunk of seaweed ready to be dried and sold. Sounds easy, right? Just one catch. Takes a hell of a lot of dried seaweed to amount to much. Which means that every afternoon is a harvesting one for the Ocala sisters. Their collection of seaweed piles high until the first Monday of the month, when they haul it into town and sell it to a foreign transnational corporation, earning a whole 20 cents per pound of dried seaweed. Then the corporation takes that seaweed and extracts a gelling and thickening agent called carrageenan. They process it and sell it for $100 per pound to companies like Colgate and Maybelline, who use it to get the perfect viscosity in their products like eyeliner and toothpaste. Thank goodness we don't taste the bitterness of exploitation every time we brush our teeth. 5:32 p.m., Maharashtra, India. While I slept last night, 12 cotton farmers committed suicide in the state of Maharashtra alone. Over the past few decades, cotton farmers have been, 1, digging themselves deeper and deeper into, 2, debt, in order to afford the costly 3 inputs like fertilizers, pesticides, and irrigation systems. 4, recently, the introduction of genetically modified seeds have added to those costs. 5, unable to pay off their debts. 6, the cotton farmers resort to killing themselves. 7, it doesn't help that the Indian government has a policy where if families can prove that 8 their loved ones committed suicide, 9 because of financial stress, the Indian government will pay the family. 10, which unintentionally serves as an incentive to farmers who, 11, don't know how to provide for their family. Every day, 12 farmers in the state of Maharashtra alone kill themselves.
diet, moderate in calories, and getting exercise are keys to a healthy lifestyle. A cereal breakfast is a simple step you can take.
Whole grain corn, sugar, marshmallows, sugar, modified cornstarch, corn syrup, dextrose, gelatin, red 40, yellow 5 and 6, natural and artificial flavors, corn meal, cocoa processed with alkali, modified cornstarch. There's a surplus of corn in the United States. The U.S. government has paid over $1 billion in subsidies in the last year. Every season, when farmers declare their corn crop, they receive $28 up front for every acre that they plan on planting with corn, which obviously is incentive to plant corn because the more corn they plant, the more money they get. Although the more corn there is, the lower the market price for corn is, so the more money they need, which also leads to the less money that farmers in countries that don't have farm subsidies get. And what do we do with all that extra corn? Companies like Archer Daniels Midland take it south of the border, process it, turn it into corn syrup, corn starch, and then put it in cereal like Count Chocula. Or feed it to the cows that produce our milk. Concentrated animal feeding operations, or meat and dairy farms that keep all of their animals in small confined spaces, are supposed to stay away from, at least 100 feet away from any surface water. Of course, dairy farms across the world ignore this precaution, leading to contamination of water. Over 1 billion of the 6 billion people on this earth don't have access to safe, clean drinking water. The agricultural industry is considered the most responsible for this because of runoff from fertilizers, pesticides, and those good old concentrated cow's poop. 8:10 a.m., time to go to work. I'm late. The average American drives 30 miles a day, which only accounts for a third of the oil that they consume every day.